Today we're going to venture from the cutting-edge technology of podcasting to a primitive form of photography that produces haunting effects. Now let's shuffle forward to the future of podcasting with the folks responsible for a student film showcase called SFS TV.
Welcome to the future. Do not adjust your portable video device.
Bonjour tout le monde et bienvenue sur SFS, your mainframe for only the coolest student flicks from around the cinematic globe.
Podcasting is really just a combination of the word iPod and broadcasting. And podcasting actually, in essence, began in 2004.
You've seen all types of MP3 players around, and there are even grocery stores now that are using these tiny devices to provide audio tours for first-time visitors. The popularity of Apple's iPod has definitely changed the way that people listen to music and watch videos, including TV shows. One Austin show that has garnered a worldwide audience via the internet is SFS TV. SFS, which stands for Student Film Showcase, had its beginnings as a TV show on the now-defunct Austin Music Network. When that network ceased to exist, the creators of SFS were forced to look to the internet as a way to keep their show alive.
The podcasting aspect of this show, it's really important to me personally, just because I feel like podcasting is the next step in distribution.
With podcasting, subscribers can download audio and video files right to their computers and then into their iPods.
They can receive this information very quickly, rather than kind of waiting, in the mail for a DVD or kind of waiting for something to appear on TV or to be released. People have instant access to it. It was actually revolutionary for many people, many independent artists especially, that Apple started including video as an aspect of podcasting, so that video podcasting or vodcasting became something that more people around the world, especially again independent artists, were able to do.
Even though SFS started out as a television show on the Austin Music Network, the demise of the network sparked new opportunities.
When we originally heard the news about what was going to happen to the Austin Music Network, there was a brief period of, oh no, what are we going to do in order to kind of keep this going? Fortunately, in October of 2005, Apple made the announcement about including a video aspect into podcasting, and it was literally on the same day, I had that kind of epiphany, this is something that we need to look into, because this could be kind of the solution, and the answer to all our prayers.
Out of the ashes of one dream, another was born. Utilizing video-on-demand technology called vodcasting, SFS TV became one of a kind. It became the first vodcast from Austin, Texas, and the first devoted to the overall education of student filmmakers in the distribution of their work.
The inspiration to do a project like SFS TV really came from when I was at the University of Texas and I was an undergrad. I was in charge of a student film organization on campus, and I think the one thing that I really observed while I was there is that there were so many creative students there, but they didn't necessarily know how to channel that creative energy.
The success of SFS TV is a result of the hard work by the students who volunteer their time and talent to this endeavor.
SFS was the very first opportunity I was given to actually have any sort of hands-on experience. Since I was enrolled in RTF classes, most of them were film theory. So really with SFS, I was able to go in and work with the cameraman, work with sound, setup. Okay. Quiet on the set, camera rolling. I've been in charge of pulling some sponsors from Austin, and people have been really, really supportive of us, donating all kinds of things. And so in that sense, I've gotten a lot of on-set experience. I've gotten a lot of behind-the-scenes experience working with producing the show. I started out actually assisting Juan. I was his assistant. And since then, I've moved up to actually being a producer.
Going from that shift from television into podcasting, in some ways was easy, and in some ways was also really difficult. And so we kind of had to completely reinvent the project and the concept so that we could start kind of shrinking everything down, because right now the podcast screens are, not very large. It actually made it a little bit easier not to be doing the television format anymore, because we have more of a relaxed schedule, even though the actual production or post-production aspect of our show is actually more intense. We're now shooting with a green screen. We're actually, doing more work now behind the scenes in editing than we were doing previously. We can literally, go into production in one day. We can shoot 5 different episodes.
The students that work on the show are given the opportunity to get some hands-on production experience.
Action.
Crew members take turns directing, producing, writing, or filling any of the various production roles. A typical production day includes recording several video segments that introduce the selected films.
And Matt Robertson's the face of Joey Rail, the title character sneaks out of an East Texas.
Since working on the show, I've been building up my resume. I've gotten a few internships and gotten experience outside of the show, outside of school, and I definitely attribute some of my successes in that is because I have the experience with SFS TV.
Many students who have actually worked on both AMN SFS and SFS TV have been able to find jobs in production.
I interned at Detour Film Productions while they were doing post-production on Richard Linklater's A Scanner Darkly film.
SFS TV is now podcasting in various languages using the power of the internet to reach audiences around the globe.
One of the reasons that we've even included our website now in 3 different languages, in English, Spanish, and French, so that student filmmakers everywhere have the opportunity to submit their films, and they can watch the podcast.
A lot of students that I've heard from have been film students, and they're just really ecstatic to hear that they can actually submit their own film and people around the world are going to see it.
Keep in mind, if you have a short film you'd like showcased, we'd sure love to see it.
Anybody can really see it. Even if they were to upload their movie themselves on the internet, it's less likely that people will see it than if it's on an established TV show, something like SFS TV, where we do the promotions for them. We definitely have been getting press just talking about the production value of our show, that we are doing a professional production valued show, and we're just a bunch of kids, but we're very capable and very, very good at what we do, and so we want to keep it that way.
The future of SFS TV seems bright, and with the popularity of podcasting, who knows? You might be watching the work of a future Spielberg or Linklater by utilizing video-on-demand technology.
Podcasting, as we've discovered, is really just is a distribution format. It's not actually a new type of media. It's an easier way for you to be able to take your product and actually deliver that. And the best part was we knew that our audience was actually going to go from about 1 million people here in the Austin area to over 200 million people via iTunes.
And that's a wrap for today, mes amis.
Thanks for joining us. That's it for now.